God's permissible will. Luke chapter 22 verse 42. Father, he said, if you will take this cup of suffering away from me, not my will, however, but your will be done. So there were two wills. Jesus desired for that cup to be taken away. And what was the will of the Father? He knew the will of the Father. And that's why he knew and he could say that, but not my will. This is my will, that this cup be removed. But not my will, yours be done. It tells me that there were two wills right there. But when we go on to study Matthew 26 verse 53, Matthew, write it down. Matthew 26 verse 53. Do you not know that I could call on my Father for help, and at once he would have sent me more than 12 armies of angels? Who is this? This is Jesus speaking to Peter at Gethsemane, the same place where he was arrested. It tells me that Jesus was confident that if he had desired to not suffer on the cross, God would have sent the armies of angels to rescue him. But that would have been the permissible will of God and not the perfect will of God. He had that confidence. He had that confidence that, don't you know, that I can just walk away from this so easily. And God could send the 12 armies of angels to literally take me out of this world. I don't need to go through this, but I will have to submit to the perfect will of God. So Jesus understood, but Jesus had the choice. And had Jesus chosen to call the angels to rescue him, he would have been in the permissible will of God. Why? Because God would have still allowed. Bible tells me Jesus was confident that God would have still allowed, because he would have sent the armies of angels. So God will allow. God will allow. But in Luke 22, when we come across, he realizes that there is a permissible will that God will allow to rescue me with angels. But there's a perfect will that I must be crucified. But not my will, which is your permissible will, but the perfect will be done. You must understand this. You and I were created on the image and likeness of God. And part of that is that you and I have a freedom to choose things. We can decide what we should and should not be doing. Hallelujah. That is the image of God. God gave mankind that kind of liberty. So in his permissible will, he allows you to make choices. He allows you to make decisions. And sometimes you mess up and you struggle and you cry and you are in pain and you hurt and it hurts bad. And you wonder, God, why would you let this happen to me? No. It's your choices. He, in his serenity, gave you the will. And you have the choice to seek God's perfect will before you could make those choices. The choice is yours. The decision you make. Every choice has a consequences. Every choice has a consequence. Every single decision. Many of your struggles and challenges in life are the consequences of your choices. And because you regret over such choices, it tells me that these were not the perfect will of God. These were the permissible will of God. Because if you were in the perfect will of God, there will be no regret. There is rest and peace in the perfect will of God. So the very fact that you feel unsettled and you're doubtful and you're double-minded about certain things that you did and made choices about tells me those were the consequences of your choices, and that was the permissible will of God. God allowed it in his sovereignty.